Hi, my name is Keathley, and I'm going to be reading the story And to Think That I Saw It on Mulberry Street by Dr. Seuss. I believe this book is geared more towards first grade students, so I'll be reading this. Can anybody tell me where you find the title of the book? On the front cover. That's right, it's right here. It's And to Think That I Saw It on Mulberry Street. Does anybody know where we can find the author of the book? Right, by Dr. Seuss. Can anybody tell me what the person is called that colors and makes all the pictures in the book? It's called the illustrator. That's right. The illustrator makes all of the pictures in a book. For when I leave home to walk to school, Dad always says to me, "Marco, keep your eyelids up and see what you can see." But when I tell him where I've been and what I think I've seen, he looks at me and sternly says, "Your eyesight's much too keen. Stop telling such outlandish tales. Stop turning minnows into whales." Now, what can I say when I get home today? Does anybody know what minnows are? Minnows are really small fish. All the long way to school and all the way back, I've looked and I've looked and I've kept careful track. But all that I've noticed, except my own feet, was a horse and a wagon on Mulberry Street. That's nothing to tell of. That won't do, of course. Just a broken down wagon that's drawn by a horse. That can't be my story. That's only a start. I'll say a zebra was pulling that cart, and that is a story that no one can beat when I say that I saw it on Mulberry Street. So you may know what colors real zebras are? That's right, they're black and white with stripes. Yes, the zebra is fine, but I think it's a shame, such a marvelous beast with a cart that's so tame. The story would really be better to hear if the driver I saw were a charioteer. Does anybody know what a charioteer is? Charioteer is a person that's riding on the back of this wagon to make sure that the animal is not misbehaving and is doing what they're supposed to be doing. A gold and a blue chariot's something to meet, rumbling like thunder down Mulberry Street. No, it won't do at all. A zebra's too small. A reindeer is better. He's fast and he's fleet, and he'd look mighty smart on old Mulberry Street. Does anybody know where we hear about reindeer? Who has reindeer? That's right, Santa Claus has reindeer, and that's how he gets every place around here is by his reindeer carrying him on his sled, just kind of like this guy is being carried on his little cart. Hold on a minute. There's something wrong. A reindeer hates the way it feels to pull a thing that runs on wheels. He'd be much happier instead if he could pull a fancy sled. See? He's pulling his sled like Santa Claus would in the snow. A reindeer and sleigh, say, anyone could think of that. Jack or Fred or Joe or Nat, say, even Jane could think of that. But it isn't too late to make one little change. A sleigh and an elephant. There's something strange. Does anybody know how big elephants are? The elephants weigh like a ton. So he's pretty big to be carrying these people on their sled. I'll pick one with plenty of power and size, a blue one with plenty of fun in his eyes, and then, just to give him a little more tone, have a Raja with rubies perched high on a throne. Say, That makes a story that no one can beat when I say that I saw it on Mulberry Street. But now, I don't know, it still doesn't seem right. An elephant pulling a thing that's so light would whip it around in the air like a kite. But he looks simply grand with a great big brass band. Does anybody know what a brass band is?
Right.
It's people that only play brass instruments. Brass is a kind of metal, and they're playing trumpets, tubas, drums. That's what a brass band is. A band that's so good should have someone to hear it, but it's going so fast that it's hard to keep near it. I'll put on a trailer. I know they won't mind if a man sits and listens while hitched on behind. But now, is it fair? Is it fair what I've done? I'll bet those wagons weigh more than a ton. That's really too heavy and a load for one beast. I'll give him some helpers. He needs two, at least. See all those people? Now we have a man in a trailer trailing behind the big brass band. But now what worries me is this. Mulberry Street runs into Bliss. Does anybody know what this is called right here?
Hey.
Where the roads meet each other? That's called an intersection. Unless there's something I can fix up, there'll be an awful traffic mix-up. It takes police to do the trick, to guide them through where traffic's thick. It takes police to do the trick. They'll never crash now, they'll race at top speed with Sergeant Mulvaney himself in the lead. Does anybody know what policemen do?
Why?
They keep us safe. That's right. The mayor is there, and he thinks it is grand, and he thinks his hat as they dash by the sand. The mayor is there, and the aldermen too, all waving big banners of red, white, and blue. And that is a story that no one can beat when I say that I saw it on Mulberry Street. Red, white, and blue is our national colors. Just like on our flag, we have red and white stripes and blue with stars. With a roar of his motor, an airplane appears and dumps out confetti while everyone cheers. And that makes a story that's really not bad, but it still could be better. Suppose that I add a Chinese man who eats with sticks. Does anybody know what those sticks are called?
Flag.
They're called chopsticks. A big musician doing tricks. A 10-foot beard that needs a comb. No time for more. I'm almost home. I swung round the corner and dashed through the gate. I ran up the steps and I felt simply great. For I had a story that no one could beat, and to think that I saw it on Mulberry Street. But Dad said quietly calm, just draw up your stool and tell me the sights on the way home from school. There was so much to tell, I just couldn't begin. Dad looked at me sharply and pulled at his chin. He frowned at me sternly from there in his seat. Was there something to look at? No people to greet? Did nothing excite you or make your heart beat? Nothing, I said, growling red as a beet, but a plain horse and wagon on Mulberry Street. Can anyone tell me what that little boy was doing throughout the whole story? He was imagining all of that stuff. There was only a horse and a carriage in this book, and he imagined all that other stuff. He has a very big imagination. The end. Okay, so my rationale is there's plenty of other Dr. Seuss books, as we all know. There's a million, too many to talk about. So I guess as part of like the curriculum, if I was going to do this in school, that I would have like a Dr. Seuss section of a lesson so that we could read some of Dr. Seuss books and talk about how some of them are similar and how some of them are different. My 3 critical thinking strategies is number 1 is clarifying and analyzing the meanings of words or phrases. Because some of the words in that book are kind of more advanced than first grade reading, so we would have to like dig deeper into the meanings of some of the words. Number 2 is listening critically, the art of silent dialogue. Listening critically because all of that stuff that was being added and added and added into the book, all those people and the carriages, and you have to really think and really pay attention so that you can keep up with what's going on in the book. And 3 is thinking independently. Just sitting at and listening and being independent and actually paying attention to the story is very crucial. The main character of the book has a very diverse imagination for him to come up with all those scenarios in the book. That's what I was like seeing at the end of the story, is that little boy imagined everything in that book, and it was only a horse-drawn carriage that was actually there. He actually thought up all that other stuff, so he has a very big imagination, and I think that's good for younger kids to realize that it's okay to make believe. It's okay to pretend. That's part of growing up. That's part of what you should be doing when you're a child. I think that's about it. So, there we go. Thank you.